10 as kind of out there a little bit, or you agree with that?
I mean, you gotta give me the duos that who they're up against.
Yeah. But I think a huge reason why our pass rush wasn't that good last year is because might be time. I mean, I could definitely see Ahmed making the team over him. I wouldn't want to keep two running backs.
Uh, some boom potentially for fantasy and stuff if somebody goes down and he's really fast. He's Kansas City. You could have started in Tennessee. You could have started a lot of places in the league. You know what I'm saying? Um, as long as like that extension doesn't reach north of like 8 mil, you know what I'm saying. With him being closer to 30, I don't have a problem with it. So I also get the argument with drafting another running back because you can draft a running back and you've seen that a lot like as recently, like even in like the fourth round, and then he runs for like 1,400 yards or something crazy like that, man. Because like running backs come a dime a dozen, and it seems like you know what I'm saying some of the top running backs in the league aren't even drafted in like the first round. Like for the most part, they like drafted like rounds 2 through like 7 this year, and that goes to like with other teams too, like the Washington Commanders with Bill Krosky Merritt. You know, I'm not anti-replacing Swift. I just if we replace Swift, I would like somebody that's more of a pass catcher than Swift is, which Swift has the capability is to be a pass catcher. But I like somebody that can like really like be an extension of the wide receiver room. You know what I'm saying? Help in those like get to those second and mediums and third and shorts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can actually like encourage Caleb to throw a check down, that can have that breakaway speed, that can break away from linebackers and whatnot for touchdowns. You know?
Yeah, it's hard for me to disagree with that, man. You know, and I just want to get Brady's what he thinks about DeAndre Swift, man, because he had a career year here, man. Ben Johnson knows him very well. He had a career year. I don't remember him fumbling as much, man. I don't remember him doing a lot of things wrong. It's just that, what's your preference on him, man? Do you want to keep him? Do you want to, like, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I think the biggest thing with running backs outside of the elite, it's opportunity and it's the scheme that they're in. And it's not saying I don't think DeAndre Swift's good. I think he's about average. I think he's an exceptional pass catcher. I think he's very shifty. And I like that about him. Some things I don't really like is he's good for one or two just bonehead reads a game where there's a huge hole and he just doesn't hit it, bounces it outside. Something that kind of drives me crazy. And he was much better in the playoffs, much better down the stretch. But it does not take much to tackle him. He gets arm tackled a lot. Just some things that I see. I like DeAndre Swift. I think he's perfectly fine. And I think it was a great move by Poles to bring him in, having a young quarterback. You know, he's a real good running back to have with a first-year, second-year quarterback because of that receiving ability, good safety blanket. But as far as keeping him, if Ben's going to be hijacking the draft, if Ben's going to be taking over the draft, I am cool with that. Ben Johnson, got Monungai in the 7th round, help get, Jahmyr Gibbs over in Detroit. We've yet to see Ben Johnson miss unless there's like some late round receiver or something in Detroit on a position player. So if Ben sees somebody that he likes, I don't know why we would allocate, larger salary cap to running back. You know what I mean? And if you look at this year's running back class in the draft, it is obviously you don't know where guys are getting picked yet. We got to play the games. It is loaded to the gills, and there's a lot of Ben Johnson-esque running backs. You know what I mean? Like Isaac Brown is a guy I really like. Bishop out of Tennessee is a guy that I really like. The receiving, super explosive, breakaway speed type of players, a little bit undersized. This draft has plenty of those types of players in it, and those would all be good replacements for Swift. So I would like to see any type of money besides extending a Darnell Wright, a Caleb, a Colston Loveland, be spending free agency on the defense. I'm cool with pretty much just drafting offensive players as long as a lot of the salary cap that we have goes into the defense. So that's my take. I just think Swift is super replaceable. Not me saying he's a bad player at all, but if we had Rico Dial or Kenneth Gainwell, I feel like there's 20 running backs that could have ran for 1,000 yards behind that O-line. I don't think there's anything exceptional about Swift. You could plug and play a lot of different names And, with the volume that Swift got, you would have got damn near the same result. So that's my opinion. If he wants a $5, $6, $7 million deal, sure, keep him. But if he has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, he's going to be asking for more than that. And I just don't think Swift, for the Bears specifically, is worth $10, $11, $12 million. I'd rather see that get spent on a defensive tackle or something along those lines.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man. I just think that we got to put the money into where it needs to be put into based off everything that you said about the offensive line. It's pretty stout. Anybody probably could have ran through there because, we all love Calvin Nunga, but at the end of the day, 7th-round pick, and he almost 800 yards in this offensive line. So that means something about Ben Johnson being able to, one, put an offensive line together, and two, picking a running back. So when it comes to the narrative or the perception that we can get rid of Swift, like you said, man, I totally agree. It's not that big of a deal to get rid of him. But do I think we need to keep him just for us to continue trending in the right direction? Yeah, I think he's important to the team. Ben Johnson said he's pretty much vital to what we do on offense. He also said he thinks he can get more opportunities to catch the ball. So he's a dual threat running back, man. So I think
something else to monitor. I like what you said about Monangai. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off here, but Ben is going to run a committee. That's what he likes to do. Ben had arguably the best running back in the NFL, and that dude was splitting carries. We're going to have a committee. It doesn't matter if we have Saquon Barkley or if we have Jonathan Taylor back there. It's going to be a committee no matter what. So
yeah, I agree with you, man. I just think that at the end of the day, push comes to shove. If he came down to an extension, I think I would pay him. I don't want to pay him anything no more than $10 million, more than $9 million. I just think that the way Ben uses running backs, I think that it's important that we have a guy back there that we can have for the future. Not saying we can't get rid of him or keep him, but I can see Ben, if he really wants to, I can see him giving DeAndre Swift an extension. I can just see it based off where we're at, where we're trending to, familiarity, comfort, knowing the offensive line. I can see why he probably could get an extension for at least 2 years. And I'm going to say 2-year deal, 18, I'm going to say $17.5 million. 17.
I wouldn't be mad at it. But I will say one thing, man. If Isaac Brown's ADP is still around the 3rd round, watch that dude's highlights. I think he'll change your team.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to check him out. I'm going to definitely check him out. So, Mario, with that being said about DeAndre Swift, man, what are your expectations yards-wise? Let's get to the fun part of this one that we're going to go over to Monangai. What is the expectations for him, man? Like as far as yards, carries, touchdowns, what we doing with him? What is DeAndre Swift probably going to average this year? How many touchdowns you got him doing? What's the damage?
All right, so I got him off the dome ski right here. Probably, I think he can reach probably like 1,100 yards. 1,100 yards rushing, probably like 400 yards receiving, probably like 4 receiving touchdowns, probably a good 9 rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I think the red zone guy is going to probably be Calvin Nunga going into his 2nd year because he runs with a lot of power. When things get tight down there in the red zone, I like the power run schemes and pulling guards and stuff like that, and just getting Calvin Nunga his face, letting him run over somebody, run over a DB. You know what I'm saying? I think Calvin Nunga is going to be like probably an 8, 9, 10 touchdown guy like in this offense this year.
Do you agree with him, Brady? Do you think that's what's pretty much 1,100 yards for
yeah, I think they're both going to hover somewhere between 800 and 1,100 yards, somewhere in that range. I think it's going to be pretty much as 50-50 as it can get. Interestingly enough, when you look back at it, Swift is the goal line back, or at least he was later in the year, which you wouldn't expect. But a lot of times, this is just something I've noticed for whatever reason. Those bigger body, running backs aren't as good on the goal line as you think they are. Sometimes it's better in those 1-yard situations to have a smaller guy. If he goes over, good argument there. But a lot of times those smaller guys like an Austin Eckler comes to mind are very good on the goal line. I just think what I want to see out of Swift is the receptions have to be on point. We can't be having drops because Monangai, I think, led the team in drops with 8 last year. I'm sure his hands will be improved, but he needs to be reliable catching the ball, and he has been. So not too worried about it, but I think they'll both be around 900 yards ish because I think it'll be about 50-50.
Go ahead.
One thing to look out for is for whatever reason, Ben, and I get that you can't run him outside every play. You can't only run Monangai inside, but I'd like to see Swift get less carries up the middle. And I think he will moving forward, but when we start running duo, when we start running the split zone, I want Monangai in there. Outside zone, I like Swift, but Swift just drove me crazy. 49ers game comes to mind. The second Green Bay game comes to mind. And he's a smaller player. It's just the archetype of player that he is, but Swift gets arm tackled, and I don't like him going up the middle as much as Monangai.
Yeah, man, great points. My expectations for DeAndre Swift this year, I'm going to say he's going to get around like 700-some yards, man. And I don't think it has nothing to do with his production. I think there's a young guy that's on his team that's been getting a lot of love in OTAs and minicamp, and that's Xavier Thomas. And we're going to go last with that, but I think the splits are going to get some part of the year. I think he's going to end up getting maybe some second running back opportunities, man. I think with that speed at 4.2, it's going to pop off the screen, and he might actually just get more reps at the 2. I know that might be a hot take for right now, but if it comes down to being and switching things up and, letting the rookie come in and you expect the Monangai and it's this guy Xavier, it can get real spooky. It can get real spooky, and Xavier might actually give us a little bit more of that explosive. Like I've been looking for. Like I like Monangai, but I don't know if he's explosive as a Xavier. He's nowhere near explosive. Right. So if everything is on the up and up, and Xavier can pretty much get up there somehow, this can get real spooky as a DeAndre Swift and Xavier Thomas backfield on occasion. But for that reason, I don't think that Swift will have over 800 yards this year. So my expectations for Swift this year is I'm going to say 770 yards. I'm going to say 7 touchdowns, and I'm going to say 350 catching yards, receiving yards. That's what I think he got. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about I got Monangai. Shout out to my guy Centers, man. Look, what he said. I got Monangai. You know what I mean? That's something you guys don't know, man. We're blowing that up. I got Monangai. It's an inside joke for the TikTok Bear Nation family. Everybody knows that. But with that being said, Maury, man, expectation for Kyle Monangai, do you think there's a chance that he could take away the running back one position? Do you think that's possible? You think he can outgain DeAndre Swift? Like, what are your expectations? He just strictly goal line? You know what I mean? Straight power? What's your thoughts on Monangai and the expectations you got for him going into next season?
I want to preface this by saying I don't think there's a single running back on this roster better than DeAndre Swift. And it's only because of there's several factors. It's the experience, it's the durability, and also the big playability. Like he won us that game in Washington. Even in 2024, he damn near won the game there. Just taking a short pass and breaking that out for 60 something yards for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? My expectations for Kyle Monangai, I see around 600 to 700 yards, you know what I'm saying? 10 touchdowns, because I do think that what he lacks in explosiveness as far as speed, his tackle breaking ability and him being able to just put his helmet in somebody's chest, it wears on you. I think he's a change of the pace running back, you know what I'm saying? Especially I'm going to go beyond that. I think he's a change of momentum running back, because it's been times, especially last year in 2025, where we were getting our ass kicked, and it was we didn't have a single spark on offense. But Kyle would just come in and just literally knock the paint off of somebody's helmet, and it just energizes the team. You know what I'm saying? It's just to compare to basketball. You know how dunks really get you motivated, especially even if you're down 15 or something like that. You see your big man come down there, run the lane, catch an open dunk. You're all right, okay. I think that's what Kyle Monangai is. He's our center. He's our Victor Wembanyama.
Oh my God, Maury. That doesn't, no, man. No. No.
Yeah,
Should be
I
our Mitchell Robinson. We want to be winners over here.
I gotta show Victor Wembanyama some love, man. If y'all know me, man, from the TikTok platform, I've been saying he's the greatest player ever, man. I gotta show him some love, man.
He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. So Brady, what are your thoughts on Kyle Monangai this year, man? Do you think he's gonna take a back seat or anything like that? Like, what do you think?
I think it's going to be 50-50. Most I could see it skewing is 60-40, maybe 65-35. I think it's really going to be even. I think, Swift will get a series, Monangai will get a series, and then they'll ride the hot hand. I think Monangai I would pick for more total rushing yards out of the two. I think Swift isn't the easy play for more total yards just because of the receiving ability. But I honestly think Kyle Monangai is the better out of the two, in my opinion. Running back's a young man's game. You know what I mean? The more miles, the older you get, man, it's like playing center field in baseball. There's really no center fielders over the age of about 30 years old. Swift is starting to get up there a little bit. I think Monangai could take over and be more so the lead back. But I also just think they're so even. It's just going to be whoever rides the hot hand. I think there'll be similar rushing yards, similar touchdowns, but most of the receiving work, I want to go to Swift, because that was Monangai's biggest weakness. Hope that's something that needs to improve with him if he is to really solidify himself and is going to take about 60% of the carries, take 60% of the snaps.
He did have the most drops on the team, right? Didn't he have the most drops? Didn't he have the most drops on the team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He might have led running backs total. He might have led all running backs. And that's even more crazy to say because it felt like he didn't even play half the games.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up hindering him if he doesn't improve. You got the last guy on this picture right here that showed he got hands, showed he got 4.2 speed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You guys you can kind of see it sometimes. We got
somebody who improved their hands a lot was James Cook. I mean, it can be done. It's not unheard of at all. James Cook was a horrible receiver and not half bad now at this point. Some people think he should get more receptions, but something that can improve. But if it doesn't improve, I still see Swift being the main guy for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we got Crooked Commish saying, I think they both cracked 900 yards rushing. It's been offense going to thrive, and they need to. That'll be something I'm here to see. I'm never going to disagree with somebody like that because I'm all about give me the best result. But on the up and up, I don't see both of them getting 900 yards. I just don't see it. But if it happens, I'll take it for sure. I'll take it. That's something Bear fans can have the bragging rights about. You know what I'm saying? Good content, good memes. You know what I mean? But based off this young guy coming up, that has that 4.2 speed, I can't see it. He's going to get opportunities. But my expectations is this for Kyle Monangai. I think he's going to end up being exactly what he was last year. To Mari's point, he's going to be a probably momentum changer when we can't get the power going. Swift can't do it. It's going to be him, man. I think that if his hands improve, he can be a little bit better. He can get caught things, but again, I don't think he has that great breakaway speed. So I'm going to say my expectations for Kyle Monangai this year is 555 yards. I'm going to go
taking a step back.
I think this has nothing to do with him as a player. It's this kid back here, man, and I think he's going to get the opportunities, man. And I think that's just what it is. So I'm going to say 555 yards. I'm going to say 6 touchdowns, and I'm going to say 250 receiving yards. That's my expectations for Kyle Monangai. Ben didn't draft this kid up. Xavier Thomas right here to ride the bench all year. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I got you. My only pushback with that is, man, Xavier is a wide receiver. To me, I don't see him as a gadget guy. I could definitely see him getting some carries. I know Ben tried to get DJ Moore some carries. Didn't work out quite like we thought.
Yeah.
But I just think he's going to be so good at receiver once he gets rolling that it's going to be tough to move him off of there.
Because like you said, man, anybody can run through that line. Can run through that line. So if Xavier gets those explosive plays, his yards are going to look much better than Kyle Monangai. So I think it could get murky just for the yards. That's it. But I need Calvin Nunn gonna be my running back number 2. That gets got to happen. But as far as splitting up the rushing yards, I think Xavier Young gonna have more than probably people thinking once he understands the offensive line and all the scheme. But Nonsense Nap says Cal going 675, 225, and 6 touchdowns. Yeah, about 600 and some change, maybe 500 and some change. Definitely think so. What up, David? Said, yo, Supreme, Brady, and Mark. What's going on to my boy Supreme from TikTok? David from TikTok, man. We appreciate you pulling up, man. One of the day one supporters since I've been on TikTok, man. He's been locked in with us, lock and step from the beginning, man. So shout out to my boy David over there at TikTok, man. Glad you pulled up to the podcast, and we're gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna get to the controversial guy right here, man. I had a little bit of an expectation for him. He backed up what's the running back from Texas that played for Atlanta Falcons right now? Bijan Robinson.
Bijan?
Yeah, he was the backup for Bijan, and you think that you will get a guy that's backing up Bijan. You probably it could be a one somewhere else, but he's been hurt, Brady. He hasn't been available, and soon as Ben Johnson got here, bro, it's like he immediately put him to the back, bro. And told him he was great on special teams, dog. It's great on special teams. So I'm like, damn, is he falling out of grace? Like, What is the reason why you think that Roschon Johnson is not favored, you know what I mean, in Ben Johnson's offense? Because he runs hard. Because I remember him running over a Packer player, breaking his helmet. I remember a few times when he's a tough guy, he's physical, he can get you those hard yards. But for some reason, Ben Johnson he was like, nah, I think I'm done with that. But what do you think is going on?
I love this about Ben Johnson. I'm the same way, in my business and the way I handle things. I'm just coming off of a big job, and the whole time I was like, you guys are doing XYZ out of order, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, Ben Johnson is the Joker. He's the Riddler. He's a little bit OCD. Mm-hmm. If you're not one of his guys, he kicks you to the curb. He didn't put up with DJ for 1 second. I think we're starting to see Rome fall out of grace a little bit more. Not necessarily fall out of grace, but he's sitting here talking about Luther.
Mm-hmm.
He had Kmet here, who's a good tight end. His first draft pick was a 10 or 11 overall. He picks a tight end. At the end of the day, he's just not one of Ben's guys. Just doesn't resonate with Ben. And if you're not one of his guys, can't stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's on his way out. I would not be surprised if he gets cut at all. He's definitely a cut candidate. Everybody knows that. I think he can go in there and, be pretty competent. If somebody goes down, don't mind him as a player at all. But we're seeing all the non-Ben Johnson dudes get out of here. It seems like the only two dudes that he really rocks with are Darnell and Caleb, so just not one of Ben's dudes.
Sometimes it's that simple. Do you agree, Mario? Have you seen anything that was making Ben as using him as a running back like, nah, I'm good? Or is it really just you're not one of my guys? Because I've seen Roschon run hard. I've seen him get hard yards. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him. He can be the running back number 2. So just what you think, Mark?
There's S-tier superheroes and there's F-tier superheroes. When I think of like DeAndre Swift and Calvin Nungai, their superpowers are really cool, you know what I'm saying? DeAndre Swift, he got that breakaway speed, and you get him in the open field, so magic can happen. Calvin Nungai, once he gets past 5 yards, he's like a freight train. I don't see anything like that from Roschon Johnson, man. I don't think he has a superpower. I think we mentioned this before with other positions and stuff like that. I just don't think the guy has a superpower, man. And he's always injured as well. I feel like he's on the IR most times in from practice, man. And I don't know, man. I never really was too high up on Roschon Johnson coming out the draft. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just because you're in a room with a special guy like Bijan doesn't mean you're going to be special. Just like any dude that backed up like Michael Jordan in college or something like that. Just because you're in the room with Jordan don't mean you're going to be Jordan or you're going to pick up some Jordan tendencies. Sometimes you just the dude that sits on the bench and keep it warm for Jordan. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, man. Salute to Roschon, though, man, for sticking through it, though, man. Good RB3. If you get some tackles on special teams, man, I appreciate him for that, but I don't think he has a chance to, see the field in this offense, especially with Xavier Thomas back there.
So, man, yeah, true that. So, do y'all think that this is the year that he's gonna get cut? He's some cut this year. It's over.
We brought in the dude out of Kenshaw State, brought in Ahmed. I think there's probably a 75% chance Roshan gets cut. And I saw one of the comments saying the second Roshan leaves, he's going to be good. I thought the same thing about Khalil Herbert. And he didn't really amount to much. I mean, I 100% agree with Mari. There's just nothing special about him. You know, there's like what really separates Roshan in the NFL. You know, I'm a big effort guy. Like I'll sit here and say I like watching Deshaun Wright play, even though I know he was bad in coverage. I like watching Noah Sewell play, even though I know he abandons his gap basically every play. Huge effort guy, and I always respect that. But just nothing really separates him, honestly. And Ben, what's Ben's biggest thing? Speed. Roshan does not have breakaway speed, you know.
No, he doesn't. So I'm in agreement with you guys, man. I just watching Roshan, I had expectations for him, and sometimes, you know, you get stuck in that situation where a rebuild happens. You know what I mean? Like when a rebuild happens, and like you know, Brady was saying, you're not my guy, bro. And sometimes you can get stuck in the change. Like you know, sometimes it sucks, man. You know, a lot of guys that's not going to be on this team when it's time for Caleb to get paid and Darnell gets paid. Or some of these guys are just not going to be on the team because we can see what happened with Brisker's gone and Tremaine is gone, and you know, Nashawn Wright was good for a year. It's like everybody's not going to be here when we really hit our stride. And unfortunately, timing is everything in life and not just football. So I think Roshan came in at a time to where he was an in-between guy to begin with. He was a backup when he got here. He wasn't a starter when he got here. Then you come along again, and now you get Ben Johnson bringing his own guys in. You kind of get lost in the mix. And it's unfortunate, but I'm with you guys, man. I haven't seen anything special beyond, you know, maybe a couple of good rushing yards, and he's been hurt. You know, injuries hurt him. You know, being on the team with a new coach is hurting him. Now Xavier Thomas is the young boy coming up that got better hands than you, faster than you, and you're not better than DeAndre. You're probably not better than Manunga. So what do we do with you at this point of these four guys in the running back? We're going to end up getting cut. He's some cut. And it's just part of football, man. It just happens. Like, what can you really say? So, you know, good luck to him. You know, maybe we're wrong. You know, maybe we don't know what's going on. Maybe he's going to be here on the team. Maybe he's going to be on the practice squad, but I just don't think they're going to use him on the active roster at all. Not with DeAndre Swift, Manunga, and Xavier Thomas still in reps. Like, no.
My hope if he does get cut is he goes over to Kyle Shanahan, and McCaffrey seems to be every other year with him. So hopefully he goes over when that Kyle Shanahan offense balls out, and then Minnesota gives him a big bag, and then he can go be mediocre for them, just like that boy they got over there now. So
yeah, man. And we're gonna get to the last leg of the podcast, man. This is a lunch break podcast. You know, middle of the day stuff. Sometimes it's fun to do middle of the day podcast, man. Just to do something different. Talk to the people on their lunch break, whatever the case may be. Midday stuff. But the last guy we're gonna talk about, Brady, man, is this young boy right here, man. I love what I see on film. You know, Caleb talked about him, especially his hands, his speed. He's going to be somebody, bro, that's going to have expectations in this offense. And I think it's going to be sooner than later. I think Ben Johnson's been the coach. Like, he's going to give you your reps. He's going to give you the time to practice and get it all right. But cream rises to the top. He's one of those coaches that's like, once I see what I need to see, you're going to get on the field. You're going to get on the field. So, couple of preseason games with Xavier, man, and he started to show and look great on film. Preseason-wise, too. It's going to get real loud for his name to be called even more, to get more and more playing time from the fans. Like, we know Ben is, he's a patient person, but he's not. And once he can kind of see, like, I can get more speed, maybe this help us get more points and get more yards, I can see Xavier getting more playing time as the season goes along, just because it's all about analytics and time of possession and, getting the ball out of Caleb's hands. If I can get a home run play with a running back, whether he's throwing it to him and passing it to him, running with him, he's going to do it, bro. He's going to do it. So with that being said, Brady, man, just what are your expectations for Xavier, even though he's coming up as a third or fourth running back for now? And what do you like about him?
Yeah, I like him so much more as a wide receiver. Ben Johnson likes those clear out routes where, if, let's just say we have twins, the slot guy will run a go, and then we'll have the guy go underneath, or, the outside guy will run a go, and we'll have the out go underneath that. Xavion is a match made in heaven for that concept. I think he's great out of the slot. He almost reminds me of Kadarius Toney with hands. If Kadarius Toney could catch the ball out of the slot, him with a hitch, him on a slant, him on a quick in, him on a 5-yard out, get him the ball in space, he can do a lot of different things. And then his contested catch is very underrated to me. I know Ben doesn't believe in 50-50 balls, but some of those horrible passes that Nussmeier made, Xavion made unbelievable catches on it. So I just think he's going to be hard to keep off the field as a receiver. I could definitely see him getting some work in at running back for sure, but I think it's going to be here and there as a trick play. I don't ever see him being a true workhorse running back. I don't ever see him getting 10 carries in a game. Just my opinion. He's definitely going to get carries at some point, but I don't want him inside at all. I don't want him risking getting hurt. I don't want him getting tackled by a linebacker. Jet sweeps, tosses to the outside, maybe some outside zone here and there. I don't really ever want him running between the tackles. That's something that he did a little bit at LSU. That's something that he can do. But I just like so many aspects of him as a wide receiver. I think he, honestly, the more and more I, watch some tape on him, I think he has superstar potential at wide receiver. So just for those reasons, I don't see him getting more than like 5 carries in a game. But that's just my opinion. As a fourth running back, he is 100%. If we see 2 guys go down in a game, Xavion is running duo right up the middle 100%. But I don't want to do that unless I have to.
I love it, man. Great take. What are your expectations for Xavion, Mari, man? Like, I mean, he's a wide receiver, man. I heard people even say, Mari, we take it to the extent that we found our Tyreek Hill, bro. We found our Tyreek Hill, man.
I think I've been the one saying that.
That was you, Brady?
That was me.
Yeah, I think that was you.
Same height, same weight, same 40 time. He produced more in college than Tyreek Hill did.
Man, that's incredible. So
Tyreek Hill was a punt returner, like gadget guy in college.
I mean, it could happen because you got. I mean, the offense that we can put up is already kind of looking like the Chiefs. You got the ultra talented tight end. You got the ultra talented quarterback that could throw off platform, run, scramble. That might be a little bit faster than Pat Mahomes. Might have a stronger arm than Pat Mahomes. You might have a tight end that's probably a little bit faster than Travis Kelce and Coach.
We could turn into the Chiefs' offense, except throw in Luther Burden as, like, imagine if we put current Amon-Ra St. Brown on that Tyreek Hill Chiefs offense. Right. That's what it could look like with a better run game.
Yeah, so you add Tyreek in there. Young Xavion is a Tyreek Hill. Caleb is somewhat of a Patrick Mahomes, and Coach Lovin is a Travis Kelce, and Ben is the head coach. Man, it can get real spooky, man. And that's not an extremely hot take based off the talent and the things that they've already shown as a young offense. Caleb with the, what he can do, and Coasting what he's done in playoff game. Most receiving yards as a tight end. Like Ben Johnson, he's the best play caller we've seen probably since Sean McVay and that coach. So it can get real. It can get real. Mari, go ahead, Mari.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I don't view Xavion Thomas as more so a Tyreek Hill, or like as a pure wide receiver for that standpoint. My player comp for him is Percy Harvin, and like Percy Harvin, how they used him in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I think Xavion Thomas can be a dude that you can stretch the field with. But with Khalif Raymond being on the field and being on this team, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he takes – because he'll have to jump Jade Walker and Khalif Raymond for that wide receiver 3 spot. I think he has the talent to do that over time, but I view this year he could be like the Percy Harvin for us, a guy that can come in and be like a gadget guy that can get you like maybe 60 receiving yards in a game and a touchdown, like on a crazy like trick play, but also – a dude that you can put in the backfield and he could be a change of pace guy and give you a 20-yard rush just out of nowhere when you're in a slump. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Xavion Thomas right now is going to be that necessary like X factor in the sense of like he's coming in and he's gonna be like one of those rookie breakout wide receivers, like on some Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type of timing. I think he's gonna be more so of a secret weapon type of dude. And I go as far as to say that, like, I don't even want Xavier Thomas taking reps at wide receiver at during preseason. Just keep him strictly punt return. I don't want.
Oh, my bad.
I don't want anybody to know about Xavier Thomas, man. Don't put no tape on the film for anybody else. So when he does get in the game, I want him to be the secret guy. They're like, oh my God, did he get in the game? Everybody's like, man, he's super fast. We don't know how to guard him. You know, I want him to be a surprise, man. Don't give him no reps, man. I don't want him to get injured. I don't want to get the John Ross treatment. If y'all remember John Ross on the Bengals, he had that great preseason game.
Yeah.
All the film was out on him. All the film. You can't let them get the film on you, man. They gonna scheme it up around you, man.
There's no film on 4.2 speed that's gonna help you, man. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
John Ross.
But yeah, this is some inside baseball with Xavier that I heard, and this is something I've also noticed. I don't know if you guys know the story about Loveland, but Sean McVay tried to trade up to draft Loveland. I'm not sure how widely known that is, but Xavier Thomas was on Shanahan's radar. He was on McVay's radar. There were a good handful of teams that were going to pick him if we didn't pick him where we did. So he wouldn't have been on the board at that point. At the end of the day, man, he needs reps. That's his thing. He needs more reps on the field. He needs more in-game reps. He had, in 4 years in college, he had, I think, 4 different coaches. I think he had 4 different quarterbacks, 4 different offensive systems. Dude has all the tools in the world. He's never had any sort of stability from a coaching staff. He's never had any sort of stability as a role on the team. I take the anti on that. I want him to be on the field, as much as possible without risking injury in preseason, because he needs reps on the field. That's the only thing he needs. He needs to understand the offense, and he needs a little bit more time to adjust. I'm not saying he's going to be Tyreek Hill this year. I think, by the end of the season, he can start to break out like a Luther Burden did last year. And then another point I'll say about Khalif Raymond, and I like Khalif Raymond. I like him as a leader. You were talking about him on the last TikTok Live. I'm all for all that stuff. Mm-hmm. How many reports has Khalif Raymond been in out of OTAs that Khalif Raymond made this unbelievable play? Was there one?
No, Khalif Raymond.
I didn't hear
one of those guys. Yeah, Khalif.
I didn't hear one report of like Khalif Raymond had the play of the day today. I heard Xavier Thomas's name every single day of OTAs. We'll see what it looks like when the pads go on, but it's just I haven't heard much of anything at all about Khalif Raymond, and I like him. I think he's gonna have a role in the offense for sure, especially to start out. But every report, Xavier's name is right at the top of it.
Yeah, I don't think Khalif Raymond is like one of those guys that can get you like a spectacular catch. I think even Khalif Raymond would say that himself. I just think with like the level of experience that Khalif has and the knowledge and the trust that he has with Ben Johnson, I don't see him like just leapfrogging him. I just don't see him leapfrogging him this year. Not this year, especially with Khalif being on a 1-year deal. I think that Khalif is going to be a dude that Xavier can model his game after, like as far as like initiating himself into this offense. He righteously can be better than Khalif Raymond. I think he has potential to be. I think it's more factual that he will be. But you know what I'm saying? I just don't see him leapfrogging a 8-year NFL vet like in one season. But I could see to the point of Xavier needing reps. But I've always had the same stance on this, especially on this platform, man. I don't want my guys that I know that are going to be on the team taking any reps in preseason. Take as few reps, play a series if you want to. I need you fresh for the season, man. I feel like those joint practices when you go against other teams and stuff like that, then you get your boogie on. Because I don't even think those are filmed, at least by like broadcasted to like the to the rest of the league, man. You go ahead, you get your boogie on against the Bengals defense, man. You know what I'm saying? Through all the route combos, put him in. Let him run wide receiver 1 a few plays, man. Get him the experience he needs. I just don't want him in preseason. because I just don't want any film on this guy right here because I feel like he's that special. I feel like what Ben Johnson can.
Why are you trying to hide a Ferrari in the trenches, bro? Like you got a Bugatti.
You got a
Bugatti.
They have film on everybody, man.
Why are you trying to hide
Every
it?
single team scouted Xavier Thomas. Every single team went through Xavier Thomas's college film, guaranteed. Every single team went through Ben Johnson's. Every single team we're going to play is going to go through years and years and years of Ben Johnson's offense. There's very little you're going to hide with film. They know what you're going to do. And that's what I like about Ben Johnson. The Eagles knew they were just going to pound the ball right up their throat. Windy game, a little bit rainy, whatever. Eagles knew we are just going to run the ball right through the teeth of your defense. And that's what I like about Ben. He likes to put his nuts on the table. I think the run game needs to be so good because that's going to buy Caleb all that time to sit in the pocket. I don't think our pass pro was best in the NFL to give Caleb the most time to throw the ball in the pocket. I think the run game was so ridiculous that they had to sell out to stop the run. They had to stop getting gashed, and that buys Caleb all the time in the world. I think, I don't care if the other teams see the film. I don't care if they know what play we're going to run. I need this run game, this offensive line, and these backs to be, so good that they can know what's coming and there's nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah, and I think I'm with you on the same wavelength as far as I want this guy to get reps. If Xavier is really who we think he is, bro, and what he could potentially be, I need you to get on that train as soon as possible, bro. I need you to get ready as soon as possible because if you can help us between us with that 4.2 speed and whatever scheme Ben could come up with. If we're a 4.2 away from getting to the NFC Championship, and we don't have that speed with a Calvin Nungai, we don't have that speed with a Roschon, we don't have that speed with a DeAndre Swift, I'm gonna need Xavier to get his reps so he can show us that he's that for running back. Speed kills, man. If we're struggling to get breakaway speed and breakaway plays from the running back position outside of a DeAndre Swift, and we can't get it from a Calvin Nungai, Xavier got to get ready to play ball. He got to get ready to hoop, man. He got to get ready. And that could be the difference between us getting to the NFC Championship or losing the divisional round, whatever, man. It's always you want your best players on the field at all times that can produce. So I think it's going to be Xavier, but I'm on board with Mari too as far as like taking your time with him and all of that. But again, we're talking about Ben Johnson. You're going to get your time. You're going to get your reps in. But when he calls your number, you're going to be ready to play. Every single person that he's drafted on his team is looking like a stud. Luther, Colston. Who else did he's drafted? Sam Rouse, even though I didn't like the pick. Totally understand the pick. He's going to help us with passing and blocking. You know what I mean? So you're not going to
go back to Detroit, man. I mean, Laporta's rookie year, people were saying, is this a generational tight end? That's how good Laporta looked his rookie year. Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, J-Mo, he was part of bringing all those guys in. So don't forget how bad Jared Goff was. Remember all the memes and everything? Like that's why I don't entertain Jared Goff being some top 5 quarterback. I don't entertain that. Jared Goff looked like worse than Shadur Sanders, worse than Dylan Gabriel that first year in Detroit.
So we got comments, man. Nonsense Napper saying, hey, Raymond juked the
Raymond had a few. Yeah, I mean I'm pro Raymond. I'm just saying when we were in the panels and stuff, Guy, I mean, Xavier was at the top of all those reports. That was all I was saying. Yeah. Every day it was Xavier.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I mean, that's all I saw was Xavier. Like, I mean, at the same time, it's almost like the girl that was fine, you know what I'm saying, freshman year and all of that, and then you get the bad girl that comes senior year. You're like, ooh, who is that? But that don't look the same as this one over here that look now. You know what I mean? The new thing looks better than the old thing. Even though the old thing is cool, it's still productive, it's still fine or whatever. But no, that new thing is nobody really hollered at it. Nobody really, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's a little bit of a mystery there, and it's a little bit of, what can he do? You know what I mean? And it's warranted because you got the talent. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be devil's advocate, rookies do get more attention than NFL vets when it comes to, like, training camp and, like, teams, because more reporters are looking at the rookie and seeing, like, what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So just like last year, people were talking about, like, Luther Burden, not in a positive light, but like, oh, he got kicked off the field and stuff like that. Is there a problem with Luther Burden? Is he, like, a head case? It's the same side of, like, the same coin, different sides of the same coin, man. when you got a guy like Xavion and he's special, and he's a rookie coming in, most likely, if I'm a reporter out there and I want to get clicks and views and stuff like that, I'm going to talk about Xavion Thomas. And I do believe, and I'm not saying this to say that Xavion Thomas is like fool's gold or anything like that. I think Xavion Thomas is going to be really good. I like the pick when he got drafted. Even when Brady had mocked him to the Bears, I didn't believe we were going to take a wide receiver. Give you credit, Brady. You know what I'm saying? Pat yourself on the back. You know, shout out my boy. But we got him. We got Xavion, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna be good. I see him more so again as Percy Harvin, man. Y'all roll back the tape, look at Percy Harvin. I feel like Ben Johnson is going to incorporate him in the offense like that, man. And I also think this is kind of off topic with the running backs. I think this scheme this year with Ben Johnson, man, is going to look so different than like we have seen before, because like I feel like prior to 2025, it was like even like into 2025, it was like Caleb doing his best Jared Goff impression. I feel like this year in 2026, I feel like this offense is going to be really Caleb Williams' offense, man. I feel like it's going to be like really tailored to his skill set. That's like I feel like we're gonna see some nasty stuff, especially when I seen reports of Ben saying like, "Yo," like, and he drops always little tidbits in his press conferences. He's like, he's like, "Yo, Colston Loveland, man, his route tree expanded. Yeah, I got Luther running routes he ain't never ran before.
Bars.
Yeah, I got Roma Dunze, man. You know, you looking solid out there. I'm asking him to do stuff a little bit differently, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just
I'm buying all the stock on Luther Burger.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He putting the battery in Luther back. He like, yo, man. Hey, Caleb, man, he improved a lot. Yo, he got command of the line of scrimmage, man. You know, I think this gonna look different. I think it's gonna be a good year, man.
Ben Johnson looks like a mad scientist. He looks like Frankenstein when he created the monster. I got this fly around me. I'm sorry, everybody watching. I can't get rid of it. But Ben Johnson looks at the camera with an evil smile on his face, like he just created a monster. You know, he's acting like he's in whatever that CIA project was where they made the nuclear bomb or whatever it was. Like he is up on the press conference because I called him Joker the other day, smiling ear to ear, like, yeah. I mean, all these guys got better. So I think this offense is going to be fine. It's going to be firing. But while we're on the topic of rushing,
go ahead, man.
One thing I want to bring up real quick is I'm a huge advocate for Caleb rushing more. I want to see Caleb, when he scrambles, he doesn't have to get rid of the ball right away. Caleb can roll out. You know, his player comp is Mahomes. I think that's the best player comp to him. Watch Mahomes in the playoff games where he does that little Jack Sparrow run down the sideline all the time. Every single third down, you see him doing that Jack Sparrow waddle down the sideline. And Caleb can run better than Mahomes can. That Rams playoff game frustrated me a few plays because Loveland should have caught him. But if Caleb would have ran some of those balls down the sideline instead of trying to sling it to Loveland, that might have been, because everybody talks about, you know, kicking the field goal early, Rome dropping the ball, going for two. If Caleb would have taken some of those lanes that he had down the sideline, we could be looking at a different outcome in that game, and we could have been in that championship game against Seattle. I want to see Caleb run a little bit more if he's there. I like that he's pass first, but I mean, he has opportunities to run that he doesn't take, and I want to see him start taking them because it's free. And then that's only going to open it up for the run game even more. You know, imagine if they got a QB spy on Caleb like they got to do on Lamar. I mean, it's game over if, you know, they're in a position where they have to do that.
Bars, I love it.
I agree with you, Brady. Yeah, I agree with you, Brady. I've been saying this. I've been pounding the table for this for a long time, man. You know, I feel like Caleb Williams, his talent, and like, you know, we always talk about like all the things Caleb can do, and I feel like there's nothing that he can't do, you know what I'm saying, at an elite level, like as far as like quarterback play in this modern NFL now, man. Like, I feel like Caleb can be that extension of the run game to the point to where, like, even if like it's some read option thrown in there from time to time, which they did like on 4th and 1s and stuff like that to get Caleb in the open field and just pick up a first down, man, that has to be utilized more early and a little bit more often. I'm not trying to get Caleb injured or anything out there, man, but the dude had like the fastest run time. Like I think he ran like 22 miles per hour. Like during
I think
that
it was
Giants game
4
for
of the
that touchdown.
5. I think it was 4 of the 5 fastest run times by quarterback last year.
Like you feel me? Like he's fast as hell, man. You know, we gotta use. I want to use all of Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? Use all the skill sets because I feel like that puts us in the best position to win games. That puts us in a better position for him to be efficient. And that's where you get the completion percentage improved at and stuff like that. And overall, like just total team success and the offense can stay on the field longer, especially if this defense is anything similar to it was last year. You know what I'm saying? Just run, Caleb, run. That's it, man.
I mean, that keeps drives
basically,
alive,
I should have
man.
put Caleb on here as one of the running backs up here on the artwork. I should, my bad,
Yeah.
Caleb. I'll get you.
And
next
I
time.
like that he's
He
pass
RB5.
first. I'd rather have him be
Yeah,
pass
Caleb is
first.
RB5. I
I'd
gotta
rather
have him
him
up
be
here. I gotta
pass
click
first
that.
than him be running around like Jackson Dart. You know what I mean? But there are some
Yeah.
times, specifically when he goes to the left. Because think of that Rams game. How many balls did Loveland drop, on that left sideline? Caleb, there's nothing but grass in front of him, dude. Just run. Just run.
Just
That's what I
sprinkle
was
it in
yelling
there.
at the TV, man. I was right next to my friend. I was yelling, just run, Caleb.
Just sprinkle it in there, man.
Yeah, his acceleration is insane for, and if anybody knows me on TikTok, I have one of Caleb's childhood coaches, Mr. Brian Fox. Caleb, one of his youth coaches that follows me, and he came in one of the lives before and talked about how he had Caleb playing running back as a youngster. So when you see Caleb Williams out there running the way he can, he had the speed early as a child, and he had a little bit of running back reps as a kid, and he carried it on. So this is not surprising to see the talent that Caleb has, and I think going forward, whether it's JT Barrett or Ben Johnson, somebody got to get in this head. Press Taylor, somebody, hey man, you want to take every blade of grass you can get. You want to break the defense back. Like they know you got an arm, Caleb, but at the same time, bro, they know they can't catch you. You're beating that defensive end. You're beating that linebacker, and there's some of them safeties. You're beating them. So he can gas guys for 12 to 15 yards, maybe 3 times a game if he wants to. And that's always going to have the defense on their heels. The fact that he's not using his dual threat ability more than what we would like to see, I'm going to say that that's coaching. I'm going to say it's a little bit of him, probably more so on Caleb, but I think it's 50-50 coaching. And I think that they're going to have to hammer that home as he continues to grow as a quarterback. Like, dude, you're a dual threat quarterback that can run. You're a pass-first QB. Don't get it twisted. But, bro, you have wheels. Use the wheels. Sometimes your legs are the best option in the play, Caleb. Go ahead.
Because how many throwaways did he have? Didn't he lead the league in throwaways?
Yeah, he led the league in throwaway. And that's what to bring home like my point about Caleb Williams. I feel like in order as Guy would say, to get in that Super Bowl window for real, man, and actually make an appearance in SoFi Stadium, Ben Johnson, as much of a man scientist, disciplinarian guy that he is,
right,
and Caleb being the maverick and everything that he is, in order for us to get to that championship pedigree, it has to be a marriage between the two. And like last year, you seen like sprinkles of it, but at times you can tell that, like, I'm not going to say friction because friction implies that there's negativity. I don't think Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's relationship is negative at all, but it has to be some type of marriage between system and player. You know what I'm saying? And I like good coaches, you don't make players fit into your system. You fit your system around the players. You know what I'm saying? And Ben Johnson, this is my message to him, man. You're not coaching no Jared Goff anymore, baby. We got Ferraris now, man. We done made it to the big house, man. Use Caleb, man. He's your Charizard, man. He's your Pikachu, man. Use the whole abilities, man. We can win this.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that Caleb can be probably the most terrifying quarterback I've seen since, as a full quarterback, as far as an arm and a leg. It's going to might have to be Patrick, man, because I don't think Patrick is as fast, but when he does run, he runs at the right time. He knows when to do it, and he knows how he has to do it. So I think that that's the last part of Caleb being an intimidating factor, because he has all the intimidating factors, whether it's him with his wicked wizardry goddamn arm, whether it's him evading sacks, whether it's him, throwing fucking piss missiles, whether it's him making Hail Mary plays, bro. It's your legs, bro. Add the last piece to the game, bro, and just defeat teams, bro. And
How crazy is that he had 400 yards and we're saying this?
It is crazy because we want more.
He could have had 800.
Zero reason for him to ever lead the league in throwaways when he can run like that. Zero reason.
Good point, bro.
Another thing is, if Caleb's on the cover of Madden, if we're getting all these primetime games, Chicago's a big market. If we're being set up for the good team, what does everybody complain about the Chiefs? If you touch Mahomes, it's a flag. That could very well be Caleb. This is a bigger market than Kansas City is. If, the Bears are looking like that's the team that the NFL wants to push, that's the NFL's new baby, because the whistle does, in my opinion, vary on the team. You can't tell me the Chiefs get the same calls that Tennessee gets. I think Caleb's got a very, very favorable whistle. And that's a big thing that impacts a lot of games, man. So I think him running's only going to help. Not saying I want him to run QB power, keep him away from the linebackers, don't get hurt, Caleb. But,
Yeah, man. Well said, man. Look, we're going on an hour and 7, man. So this has been a great midday podcast. These are always fun. Do something in the middle of the day, man. It's always cool to do this. The energy's high. People are watching, man. Shout out to the 123 people that pulled up. Views are going up. The more and more the season comes, bro, this has always happened this way. So shout out to everybody that pulled up today. That we're going to get Maury's final thoughts, Brady's final thoughts on the running back position, added with running back 5 with Caleb Williams. So we're gonna cook. So shout out to the guys that pulled up. Nonsense Nap pulled up, man. Crooked Commission, Chicago Clubhouse Network pulled up. Podcast pulled up. Subs Crooked. Who else pulled up? We got David, man, my boy David over there at TikTok, bro. That's my man right there. Appreciate you, bro, as always. So yeah, those guys came in and showed love today, man. Bunch of comments. Cream Sleeve pulled up and actually shared a live. Shout out to Cream Sleeve with those potential training camp tickets for me. So we gonna see how that goes. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, man, Mark, we're gonna get ready to end this show, man. Just what's your thoughts on the running back room, bro, and your expectations going forward, and if there are any X factors or things that you're looking at down the road that could help us or harm us?
It's a top 3 running back in the room in the league. I think the running back room is going to be very important to our offense. I think DeAndre Swift is going to have a lot of success. Ben Johnson said it himself, especially after he caught that wheel route, apparently, you know what I'm saying, for like a 30-yard touchdown. DeAndre Swift, you're important to our offense. I feel like he's going to have a really big year, man, and he might earn himself a contract extension or at least get paid somewhere else. I think Kyle Monangai has a lot of room to grow. I think he's almost at his ceiling. I think he's like 80% there, but I still think he's a serviceable running back. He will be a starter at other places. Bear down, man. Let's get it.
I love it, man. Brady, what's your final thoughts, bro?
I think the running back stats are worth paying more attention to than the receiver stats. I still want us to be an extremely run-heavy team. I do think the run game opens up our pass game, not vice versa. There's just so many pass catchers to go around. I don't really see one dude. Maybe we'll have a guy reach 1,000 yards in the passing game. I just think there's too many bodies. If we can't, Ben's system is to run the ball, so that's the most important thing that needs to be firing. Early in the season, I want us to, obviously defensive line, connections with the rookie, weapons, what the center, left tackle is going to look like. That stuff's going to figure itself out as the season goes along. But first 2 or 3 games out the gate, we need to see that secondary look good, and we need to see that we can still run the ball with the best of them. We were number 3, I believe, in rushing last year in terms of like best rushing offense, not yards, I don't believe. I think we got to be right back there in order to be a top 5 offense.
Man, well said, bro. And I agree. I think we need to continue to run the ball. But I'm going to say this, man. Pick your poison. NFL, pick your poison. Whether you got Swift out there catching and running between the tackles, then you got Kyle Mann, got a power back. He's going to knock some paint off your helmet. He's going to put your corner or your linebacker on their ass, bro. He's hard to bring down. He has great contact balance. He can get yards after the contact. And you got Xavion. He's going to get some reps as a wide receiver, and he's going to get some as a running back. When this running game becomes a well-oiled machine, which I think we all pretty much say is going to happen, look out, bro. And I keep saying this, Ben Johnson is building a team where he's going to physically wear your team out to the point to where Caleb is just going to destroy you later in the games with his arm. So the fact that we're going to be run heavy the way we can be run heavy with these guys up here, like Maury said, I think this is a top 3 NFL running back room, bro. This is too much to handle. Teams are not going to be able to put up with it all game. You know, defenses do make mistakes. So when they make a mistake, I think Ben Johnson is going to be right there to capitalize. The offensive line that we got with the guys that's on the O-line blocking for these dudes, this is going to be a great running back room. And my expectation is that I'm just going to sit back and just watch it grow, man. It's going to be fun, man. DeAndre Swift, I still got full confidence in him. I think he got better because we had Eric Bieniemy. He was actually putting his foot down and hitting those holes a little bit more as the season went along. I remember a couple plays. He was a little bit better this year. Hopefully the new coach that we got can keep that going with DeAndre Swift, because I agree with Mark. He is the best running back we got. And Monangai, man, what can I say, bro? I just think that he's going to be a power back, bro. And I think he's going to break teams back at some point with a couple of, give him 3 downs to run the ball, bro. He's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you, depending on the situation in the quarter and the time of the football game. He's going to tire guys out, bro. This running back room is going to be amazing. So, unless I missed anything, this has been a great podcast in the middle of the day, bro. These are always fun. These are the young guys that's going to be locked in with CNG Podcast, man, for the rest of the year. Make sure you follow Maury right here on all platforms, at Maury_X on all platforms. Brady, we know you got to get it together on Twitter.
I'm trying to figure out. I tried to make it. I got to reset one of my old phones and make a new Apple ID. I didn't get banned for anything bad. It was like a glitch thing that I got banned on. Like I didn't do anything.
That's cool. So, people love us,
But,
man.
I got my Monangai merch coming soon.
I got my Monangai. We're going to be saying that all year, man. So appreciate everybody that stopped by for the Midday Podcast, Lunch Break Podcast. We're going to be doing these again, probably like maybe on a Sunday. We'll do another skill group. So this was the first one we're doing right now. It's just a running back group. We kind of do it every year. So, whenever we guys want to talk about it, we agree on which one. And I thought that we could talk about the running back, because I think we talk about all the other position groups more than the running back group on TikTok and all. I was like,
we just know it's going to be good. It's just boring to talk about.
Yeah, so it's like, let's get the running backs out the way, talk about them, get them some love, and then next week or Sunday we could talk about the tight end group or the wide receiver group again, or the QBs, or even the coaching staff. Like maybe we could talk about the coaching staff as far as Al Harris and JT and Dan and you know what I'm saying, pressing all those guys. And
one I'm looking forward to is offensive line.
We can do offensive line. So the next one we can probably do offensive line. We can do trench work. No big deal. We can get in there and get that one done. But with that being said, I'm G Walker, the CNG Podcast. That's Brady from the CNG Podcast. And that's Young Mark for the CNG Podcast. And we will see you guys maybe on a Sunday. We're out of here. We're down. Peace.
We're down.